Welcome to the Sykes Company PA video blog.
Well, we want to make sure first and foremost that after that first year is over, that we've got really good information in that balance sheet. We've got good integrity in all of our numbers. We're getting good cooperation from the pharmacy with our staff because this is a true partnership. We want to make sure that the pharmacy is getting a great education in where his numbers are coming from, where he might not be performing as well versus his peers, because we do a lot of peer-to-peer compilation of numbers, so that for a pharmacy of similar size, that we're able to make sure that the performance is there, the store is performing well, and making sure that we've got the information we need to begin a great opportunity for both parties. Like I said, we want to make sure we've got good information in the financial statements. We want to make sure that the owner is fully invested in the engagement, as are his staff members. We want to make sure that we're beginning that educational process with the owner so they know where the numbers are coming from, getting their financial statements up on the screen on a monthly basis and going through the numbers top to bottom, profit and loss statement and the balance sheet. And beginning to work towards the tax planning opportunities that we work on each year to give the owner opportunities, different options to mitigate tax, grow the pharmacy with technology tools, or work towards specific retirement plan goals. But building that wealth within the pharmacy so that that owner is able to retain more of the money that they earn for themselves and for their future, and to continue to grow that store. It's not very common. Alan and I work really, really hard doing that first RX assessment to glean information from that owner, how we can best service them. We want to make sure we've got a great team in place at Sykes Company that's capable of meeting those goals, working with the owner as well as any internal staff there at the pharmacy to pull that information out. But in the event that it's not a good fit, let's just say that they want to increase the level of service or they want to bring in a bookkeeper, we're always willing to adjust that level of service. But to specifically answer your question, we don't necessarily change that level of service unless there is a mitigating circumstance at the store or with that owner. But we want the owners to know that just because they sign one level of service, and it's an engagement, it's not a contract, that we are able to adjust and add or take things out to specifically meet those needs. Being 100% invested in that engagement, working with us to get us the information we need on a timely basis, being invested in that monthly phone call. We have situations where they don't download their financial statements till 5 minutes before our video call. Well, they haven't looked over their numbers. They haven't got their questions together. We want to encourage the owner to pull those financial statements off, scribble all over them, write down their questions. We want them to be well prepared for that call because that's where they get that opportunity to get that level of education that they're lacking. With their prior CPA or learning their new store, that educational process is so important because once we begin that level of training and they're fully engaged, the conversation becomes, it evolves. Every phone call, it gets better and better and better. And you can see that pharmacist beginning to understand specific accounting concepts, where they're so very focused on the cost of a pill and not everything in between, where we really like to bring it back so that they understand everything from the cost of the pill, but all the other components of what makes their pharmacy work and where their money is going. one of the most important things in engaging with us is getting that level of cooperation, that partnership, and getting it to be a full give and take opportunity. We're not going to ask you for information that we don't need. And when we need it right then, not 6 weeks from now. If you really want this partnership to work, it's got to be 110% on both sides. We really value our stores, our owners, and we want to give them the benefit of everything we can. But if we're struggling to get information into our shop to work on those numbers, it can really degrade the process and end up costing them in the long run because they're not getting the information they need timely to make those educated decisions.